is going on, bro? Welcome to the video. Another beautiful day out here in Austin, Texas. We finally made it back out onto the boat again.
Hey guys.
And look, in this video, I want to keep it real with y'all, man. And I want to tell you a story that I've never shared before. This is from like 2 years ago when I did something that really messed up this relationship. But first, it's time to hop on the wake surfboard and see if we can hit that elusive 360 that we did successfully do a couple times, but in the last few times I've been out here, I haven't been able to do it. It is today. Julia, what are my chances?
I think you got it.
What percentage?
Like 94%.
I don't know.
Until your throat gets sore. Jump on the direct express. Let's make it right. Don't be a spoiled brat, baby. Get out tonight.
It feels like I just went through battle, man. The water's cold, choppy conditions. Couldn't hit a 360 for my life, but I love being out here, man. Just riding the wave, challenging myself. Can't get enough of it. Ready? Take a look at this. Do y'all see right there, there's a big old nail in this tire?
You can't make this up. There is another massive nail right there.
And the Porsche back home, yep, you guessed it, another nail. That car's fully out of commission. Have you ever had 3 nailed tires at the same time? We're getting nailed out here. So our story begins late 2023. About 2 years ago, we were living in Spain and we had just moved in to our villa that we built in Marbella. Life seemed good, but there was trouble brewing in paradise. Because you see, a few things were happening beneath the surface. First, I was gearing up to launch Beast Nation. That's my private community, and my business partner lives in Vegas, so there was this 9-hour time difference, and I was basically not sleeping for a whole month to do these late night calls with him. Then on top of that, I was dealing with the Spanish government. This bureaucracy of closing on a house there is more complicated than it should be. And the house that we had built in Texas that we were planning to sell at the time, the Austin real estate market nosedived exactly as that finished. It wasn't about to sell. And then Julia's family, who I love, but they were staying with us for like a month at the time. And when I had all this chaos going into my mind and I didn't have, my space all to myself, I just started to feel a little bit claustrophobic.
And on top of that, we were trying for our first baby, and I was super anxious that I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant.
All first world problems, but it felt chaotic nonetheless. And that's when this idea came into my mind that, man, what if we just move back to Texas? We sell the villa. Maybe this is God's way of telling me that you're meant to raise your family and start the family in Texas. But it was like this impossible decision, because how are we going to leave behind this beautiful life that we've been building in Spain? Like, we fucking love Marbella.
So obviously David was going through a really hard time, and I wanted to help support him through it. But then he started coming to me multiple times being like, hey, what do you think we should do? Do you think we should move back to the United States? And I was like, I don't know what to do. Obviously I want to stay here, but I want to do what's best for you. And I started getting super anxious because I didn't think I could make this big decision.
Yeah, I introduced this uncertainty of our future, and then I felt like I couldn't commit either way, and I just had this moment of weakness. And I guess in my mind, I was like, well, why won't my wife just support me now? And it turned into one of those moments where, it feels like you're losing power in the relationship, and the dynamic didn't feel right. We were bickering a lot. We didn't feel close. I felt like you weren't really following my lead like I want you to.
Yeah, I feel like we were just both super anxious and mean to each other.
It was definitely one of our darker moments. So we just pulled up to downtown Austin, Texas. We got a very important mission today because we're shooting some content for some new Edge lifestyle pieces that are coming soon. And I had to bring out the big guns for this one. I've been working with this new specialty photographer. His name is...
It's Julio.
Julio, aka Julia, man.
Guys, I wish I could say that I'm really good with the camera, but if you ask me what ISO or any of the wheels in the back do, I have no idea.
Basically, I set it up for her for each shot, and then I just hand her, so she just has to click the button. But
I'm good at that.
No, she's gotten really good at like framing the shots right and making sure the lighting's good and the clothing's on point.
He's trained me well.
Julio. By the way, reminder, the Black Friday deals for Edge already start on this coming Monday. Up to 70% off the entire websites, only while supplies last. All right, so this is the shoot location today. It's got these premium lounge vibes, downtown Austin, the backdrop. Honestly, can't beat this. Now, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Julia, tell them what happens next in our story.
Well, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it definitely felt like one of the hardest things we've ever gone through. And I remember waking up extremely anxious every morning and feeling like I had this huge decision I had to make for us. And it went on for a couple weeks until David came in one day to talk to me. And he was like, hey, I have something to tell you. And he was super serious. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, I realized that I've been putting this decision on you, and I actually need to take control, and I have to make this decision for us. I need to lead us. You no longer need to worry about this. I got you. And most people might think like, oh, this is a decision that needs to be made together. But for me, it was like the biggest relief. I felt like all my anxiety had gone away, and I knew he would take care of it.
You could say that it was a boss move after several weeks of very much not boss moves. And afterwards, I still hadn't made the decision, so I was still wrestling with it under pressure. But there was an immediate difference in us, I would say.
Yeah, we started going back on date nights. We weren't all anxious, only talking about this move. I think our sex life got better. I don't know, everything just seemed to be back on track.
Yeah, it was like we were back. And that whole situation taught me something I never knew about how to lead a relationship like a man. But before we get into that, we got to get this shoot. Photo shoot complete.
Julio with the sick angles.
What? I'm a big fan of Julio, I gotta say. Also, I'm starving right
Me
now.
too.
I don't know what it is about like clicking a button and hitting some poses, but it takes a lot out of you.
But I want something healthy.
Well, luckily for you, and luckily for me, and luckily for all of y'all, today's video is sponsored by Factor Meals. We got a few of them waiting for us back at the crib. So Factor makes it easier than ever before to meet your nutrition goals by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. The meals arrive in this cool climate-controlled box, and then they take literally 2 minutes to heat up in the microwave, and boom, you're good to go. There's no refined seed oils, no refined sugars, just real food. Plus, the variety is unmatched. Factor's doubled the size of its menu with 80+ rotating weekly meals, including more exciting flavors like new Asian and Mediterranean cuisine. Today we got Thai yellow curry chicken and ginger rice. This is definitely a new one, and I love curry. The flavor's on point, man. These literally never miss. And because Factor is sponsoring today's video, you can head to factor75.com or click that first link in description and use code HowToBeastFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Honestly, it's been a game changer for me. Click that link, get started today, and let's get back to the vlog. So on days that I don't get to work out in the morning, I like to come out here for a little afternoon reset. And let me tell you, this water is getting frigid again. I'm ready to go. Now, while I take down this pre-workout, I want to tell you what that whole situation in Spain really taught me. Cheers. It's good. Look, it's easy to be the leader and feel like a true man when things are going well in your relationship. But I think what really determines if you're actually the leader is how you behave, when things get messy and people get emotional and you're going through a rough patch. And I do think we have to realize that women tend to have more frequent emotional flare-ups than men, whether it's their hormones, the menstrual cycle, just female psychology. That's reality, right? I mean, as men, we can get emotional too. Most of my life, I used to get really pissed off and reactive when things didn't go my way. But for women, it tends to be a little bit more often. I don't think that's controversial to recognize anymore. The real danger, though, is when your girl is having an emotional flare-up at the same time that you're having one. Because now everybody's emotional, nobody's leading. Maybe sometimes your girl will step in and lead, but that's not the dynamic you want anyway. More oftentimes than not, though, this is when you just go through one of those toxic stages where both of you are feeling resentful and passive-aggressive and just irritated by each other. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that you should never get emotional as a man and that you should never lean on your girl for support. Now, man, earlier this year, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was perfectly calm and composed, those weeks before my back surgery. I was in a tough spot, man, and it was very good that Julia was there to support me. But there's a difference between accepting some love and support from your girl versus letting things slip and just giving away your power, which is why it's critical that you have, this is something I've developed since the Spain incident. You want to have a toolkit you can use when you notice things starting to slip so that you can instantly regain that control. Training in the garage gym today. We got a full body pull workout with the hypertrophy focus. And I've seen the comments like, bro, why don't you train in this sick gym that you built? I do, but a lot of times for the YouTube videos, I feel like it just helps me create a little bit more of movement and a storyline if I drive to the gym, get the drone shots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the pre-workout has kicked in. Let's get these gains.
Bitch, I came from top ramen, now it's mission. I ain't a thug, I'm a boss with a synonym. I'm tired of being humble, now I'm militant. I bought a rolling for the diamond cause I'm diligent. Ain't no minimums, nigga, I won't own the shit. I need a motherfucking mansion with a boat shit. $1 million a quarter, what the quota is. Yeah, I'm talking like the man cause I know he is. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I got truths, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I got truths.
Gains, bro. Workout complete. That was an intense one. That was a good workout, man. Now, let me break down for you what I do in these difficult relationship moments. And to illustrate this for you, I'm going to use kind of a silly example, but it's something that happened yesterday. So it's fresh in my mind. So the baby was taking a nap. Julia was helping me with some edge stuff. I went outside and started smacking my golf shoes together like this to get some dirt off of them. I was cleaning up kind of randomly. And the baby woke up. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was coincidence. But either way, Julia kind of snapped at me. She's like, you woke the baby up. I was like, all right, my bad. I wasn't really thinking about that. And it's like 2 or 3 more times. I can't believe you woke the baby. I got to take care of the baby now. And I was like, all right, like chill. It's kind of, disrespectful now. Like I heard you. So the first thing in these type of situations that I've learned is get the F out of there. I went up to my office and separated myself. The worst thing you can do, and I've done it, is to be like, no, let's fix this right now. Like, let's cut through this shit. Let's get on the same page. What's wrong? I'm sorry. Come on, let's fix this. Been there, done that. She's not gonna react how you want her to. So I went up to my office, calmed down, did some work. But there's 2 key things that I do. The first one is that I look to God, man. I look to God and I say, God, give me strength right now, not to be vengeful. I don't need to win this argument. Give me the strength to stay calm and to be forgiving and to be the stronger person here. And that helps. It helps me let things go and truly be calm. And the second thing I do is I say, all right, how was this my fault? How was this my responsibility? Because likely you somehow led your girl into that state where she was a bit disrespectful. And I was like, well, this morning, yesterday morning, Julia woke me up when she was getting up to get the baby, and I kind of snapped at her, and I was disrespectful to her. And of course, she was still holding that energy with her. That's why she lashed back out at me. And then once you see how your actions led you there, it's easier to take responsibility for the situation and be like, all right, I can do better next time. I see what I did there. Because now, after that, I can go back to her from a truly grounded, calm mindset where I'm approaching it from a place of strength, not a place of weakness. Let's fix this, babe. I don't want us to be mad at each other. And women just respond very well to that emotional stability. I basically didn't have to say anything. I just emotionally led us past it. And now it's become pretty instinctual for me. And little by little, you realize that it's not about controlling your woman or controlling her emotions. It's about controlling your own presence. Everything else takes care of itself. I promise you, man, if you start to do this, when it's needed, it's just a win-win for the whole relationship, because now your girl trusts you more. She feels safer with you. She gets even less emotional. She tests you less, and then you feel more like the leader, and that helps you, reinforces everything, and you just lead with even more strength.
Welcome back to Cooking with Julia. I was really tired tonight, guys, and I almost didn't do it, but then I was like, no, I cannot do that to Beast Nation. They need to see my sick meals. So today I'm making something I have not made, but it's like something that a lot of people really like. Maybe a take on Taco Bell. So this is my spin-off of the Crunch Wrap Supreme from Taco Bell. But the problem is, guys, I used homemade tortillas and they don't stay together. So anyone in the comments want to let me know how to get them to stay together? I don't know.
I used to be a big fan of the chalupa from Taco Bell. I'd actually be curious to see you try and make a chalupa next. But this looks, well, we'll see. Probably not available nationwide, but this creamy jalapeno sauce from Taco Deli. It's like a taco chain down here. It's called the Doña sauce. Even if these aren't good, I'm gonna think they're good because this sauce is so fire. It's cheesy. I think it's got some Doritos in there. Ground beef. I mean, it's a different form of a taco. I'm actually gonna give this 9 points, 5 out of 10.
I feel like if I serve you tacos, no matter what kind of taco, you're gonna be like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. You're just a taco fiend.
Yeah, this was actually a cheap move from Julia. It's like a cheat code. My body just malfunctions and it's just like, tacos, all right, at least a 9 out of 10. Tacos. Now, it's been a hot minute since we hit y'all with the movie review. Tonight we're checking one out that looks solid. It's called The Smashing Machine. It's with The Rock. I think it's a true story of like a MMA fighter.
Is this the movie he got off all the steroids for?
The Rock? He's natty.
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
Have you spoken to either about finding such a good friend for a life-changing amount of money?
I just need you to let me in.
Smashing Machine out of 10.
A 4 out of 10. Like, I don't even know what the point of that movie was.
Look, I'm gonna say The Rock had an average natty physique, 5 out of 10 on the physique. The movie, I'd probably give a 6.5 out of 10. Because I appreciate this guy was one of the pioneers of the UFC. But it was kind of an uneventful movie if you're not a UFC fan, I think.
It was really slow.
Like good acting, but kind
Anxious.
of slow.
Emily Blunt is the GOAT.
I don't think I really recommend it. And just like that, the video has been edited. It's ready for upload. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't stop watching now. I recommend you check out that video next. In fact, the YouTube algorithm has recommended that one specifically for you. Click there to watch that now. If you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, because I release new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.